Hello, hello. Welcome to this episode of the Hello, Hello podcast. I am your host, Alyssa Rogers. And today, I wish you could smell what I could smell right now, because as you can see behind me, around me, all over, we are at Pumpkin and Bugs Bake Shop in Halifax, Virginia today. Thank you for having us
You're
here.
welcome. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, and I mean, we walk in, the best greeting ever. It smells amazing.
Yep.
You have so many amazing things in the case that we're going to get into, but first, introduce yourself.
I'm Thomas Witt with Pumpkin and Bugs Bake Shop.
Yes, and I have done my research, and there's a lot of research to be had because you have quite the story of how you landed right here where we are today. So kind of take us through the story of Pumpkin and Bugs.
So it all started back at the start of COVID. Me and my wife, we were living on Hyco Lake, and we were enjoying the fact that we were locked up in a lake house. We were just renting it, so we weren't that fortunate to own a lake house yet. But she was like, a kid at school said that he wanted a blueberry donut, and in Roxboro at that time, there was no place to get donuts. And so my wife's like, what if I started a bake shop and we sold some blueberry donuts? And she's like, I think I can call it Pumpkin and Bugs Bake Shop. And she made a Facebook page in about 20 minutes and then put it out there. And then she said she offered free donuts to the community to 10 people who volunteered and to try out our donuts. And then that next weekend, we were at the farmer's market on Depot Street.
Wow.
And then about 6 months later, we moved into a brick and mortar. I think it was September 2020. We moved into Uptown Roxboro, and the shop's a Halls Way. And that's where it all started.
Wow. And so a blueberry donut, it's not easy for just anyone to say, I'm just going to whip up a blueberry donut. Like, that does not seem to me like something that's like super easy to do. So where does this baking come from?
So my wife was the start of baking in our household.
Okay.
She always baked in good times and bad times, if something happy was going on, if something was sad going on. In her household, a lot of life happens around the kitchen and baking and cookies. And in my household, the same way, but it was a little bit different. And so that story kind of came through from her. And she found herself cooking. Like about 15 years ago, I was inspired by her to make cinnamon rolls for my mom for Mother's Day. And if anyone who knows me, I always go overboard. And so I already had about 25 dishes for Mother's Day brunch, like everything you can imagine, the whole spread. And I was watching Alton Brown on the Food Network, and it was overnight cinnamon rolls. It's not the recipe, but that's where it started. And then, so I made overnight cinnamon rolls and cooked them the next morning. Everyone loved them, and then that turned into a family tradition. Now, just about almost every Sunday, if we're at home and we have extra cinnamon rolls, we have cinnamon rolls at home.
I love it.
And so that's, and also too, I grew up on Pillsbury cinnamon rolls on Sunday mornings.
Okay.
And so it just transferred from Pillsbury cinnamon rolls into, homemade cinnamon rolls.
And I mean, take us through that process, because everything behind us is homemade.
Yes, yeah, everything.
And so
including
you've
the
had
ice cream.
to learn how to make all of this
Yeah.
over time. What is your favorite thing to make? Out of everything.
I really like ice cream. And so so the bake shop came first, like 5 years ago. And then the ice cream is only 18 months old. So we're really just started to make ice cream. And we just had our first summer where we just had ice cream for the summer. And so now with all this snow out, I'm looking forward to, my wife woke up this morning, she's like, I'm ready for spring.
Yes.
And I'm like, me too.
Yes.
And and also too, ice cream, it's like we have 8 flavors, but we have the ability to have hundreds of flavors, because once you get into making really good ice cream, and then also you have all these baked goods, the combination of flavors is just off the chart, and you can.
I believe it.
And so it's it's been really fun to like create all these recipes from essentially scratch.
Yes.
And then create the ice cream from scratch and then combine them all. And
I mean, you're in magazines saying that this is the best ice cream you can find within a very large radius, like the best ice cream ever.
Yeah.
So what makes it the best ice cream ever?
it's all natural ingredients, so it's just milk, cream, sugar, salt, and then like the vanilla, we use Dominican Republic vanilla. The lemon, I use lemon, and then the like the little sandwich cookies, and then the banana is bananas, and the chocolate is cocoa, and then I melt the chocolate, and then I just came up with a new flavor. It's oatmeal raisin and vanilla. And I don't
Wow.
even like oatmeal raisin cookies, but that's my new favorite ice cream. And so what I like to do here is even if you don't like something and you taste it, you're like, I don't know how I like it, but it's good.
Yes.
You know, so that's
And what inspires you to create all these different flavors? Like, what is your inspiration behind a new flavor?
it's the customers. So the customers come in and so we wanted to create a bake shop almost like from the ground up. We wanted to forget all the traditional models and we wanted to listen to customers and what they wanted. And so this has been a 5-year experiment of me listening to people and then trying to recreate what their wants and desires are and then bring that. And if something sells, we keep doing it. And if it doesn't, we don't
Yeah.
do it no more. And, so
And
it's
I
just,
mean, we experienced it as we were setting up today. You had customers coming in and they love pumpkin and bugs.
Yeah.
That you could tell as soon as they walk in, they're a regular. They love it. They were talking about how they've been telling all their friends to come in. And do you find a lot of that?
it's overwhelming at times
Yeah.
because it's it's almost like it's a joy to be up here because your friends come in and you know them, you get on a first name basis, and then they enjoy your stuff and they give you feedback, and because everything is unique, it's not always the same every single time, so it forces you to either try different stuff or to get something a little different or to get your favorite thing again or to come back and get your favorite thing or to try something new. There's so many different combinations of flavors and different things that for like the employees, it takes about a year for an employee to work here for them to try everything that we have.
Wow.
And so when you walk in, a lot of places you want to be like, okay, I'm going to go try this place and I'm going to experience all today. Well, it can't be done here. You
That's
have to just keep coming
amazing.
back and keep coming back.
That is so cool. And so, like, when you're laying awake at night, are you like thinking of new things that you're going to bring here?
I try and stay consistent, and then, this shop's kind of 4 shops in one.
Yes.
So you got, we're in the middle of winter. So winter, you get chocolate chip cookies and cinnamon rolls and sticky buns and spinacopia and spinach pie and strawberry danishes, and then we start going into Easter, and then everything starts to lighten up. You get the pastels and frosted sugar cookies and sprinkled cookies and, all your traditional and your cakes. And then you go into summer, I call summer ice cream land.
Yep.
And so in the ice cream land, the bakery, it doesn't take a seat because when people come in for ice cream, they end up taking baked goods back home. And then we roll into the holiday seasons. And then that's really the fun, but it's really short. So it's like you think the holidays are long, but really ice cream is like from March to Halloween. And so then it's the holidays and winter, and so it really, you kind of get in this eternal, sometimes, it's like, I like to call this place, it's like going on a 15-minute vacation.
Yeah.
So when you go on vacation, you go to a shop like this and you're like, why can't we have a shop like this back home? And I decided to try and offer a shop like this back home and see if it would take on and if people would like it. And so you can come in here and get a simple scoop of ice cream and a cookie and go and just enjoy life. And
I love that. And you said you started in Roxboro. So this all started in Roxboro.
Yeah.
What landed you in Halifax, Virginia?
So it's kind of a long, complicated story, but we got fortunate right before COVID to rent a lake house, which has always been a dream. So the landlord had told us that was his daughter's college savings plan. And we had 2 years, so we knew that it was it. And so at the end of COVID, the prices of houses and everything, and Durham moved into Roxboro, we found ourselves, it was hard to find a place to live.
Yeah.
And so fortunately, we found a home through Long and Foster, through Tracy Dibble, who she was a great realtor and literally sold us our dream home. It's like when I walk through the door, I'm like, this is it. We need to make an offer right now.
Oh, amazing.
And so and then we moved in like a month later. And then, so you know when you move towns. So I was
Yes.
born in Roxboro, raised in Tampa, Florida, came back to Roxboro almost a decade ago. I still have another company that's still in Roxboro today. And then I actually have two companies in Roxboro. And then, so when the kids started going to school here, and then my wife, she was working at Bluestone. She was at South in Roxboro. And then she got a job at the Chicago school in Chicago. She works remote. She doesn't fly. She doesn't even have to travel. And so she works from here, and she pipes into Chicago daily. And so our whole life went from Roxboro to here. And then I found myself it was a family business and there was no
Yeah.
family. And, so we were driving to Lynchburg one day and I'd always known this as a golf cart dealership. And
Yeah.
I saw for rent and I was like, so when we got lucky with the lake house, it was the same type of situation. I saw a sign, I'm like, let's jump on this. And then so here I saw the sign and I told him, turn around. And then I called Jeff Henderson that night and, we met, I think, the next day, and we worked it out. And next thing I know, I had moved the shop from Roxboro to here,
Wow.
and now I'm only 5 minutes from the house, which is
Amazing.
much better commute.
And speaking of that, because during all of this happening, you started going to the farmers markets, then you have brick and mortar.
Yep.
But the name, it sounds like from the very beginning, it was Pumpkin and Bugs. That's what it was going to be.
Yeah, it was.
Why Pumpkin and Bugs?
It's my kids' nicknames. So this is that's Pumpkin, and then my son is Preston. We call him Bug. He's on the robotics team. You just did a podcast with him a few weeks ago, so you can go back and check that one out.
Yes,
That's
for
Preston.
sure. Check it out.
And so that's just, a lot of people think it's me and my wife's pet names, and so it's always awkward that they come in and I'm like, no, I'm the father of Pumpkin and Bugs, and so that's the.
I love that. And so what is the goal of Pumpkin and Bugs in the future?
The goal, it's almost like Disney World. It's just to bring happiness and joy and just a little vacation. It's nice for me to be, I like to be where people are happy and, there's not much stress and anxiety. I've worked my way through a lot of projects and startups and, this was an opportunity and I saw it when my wife kind of created it. It was just, I was like, so I had a farm and my farm taught me that I could get off of my computer and I could work with my hands. And this was like a decade ago. So for 20 years, I had sat on a computer and anything on a computer I can do. And so that's where you see all the stories and social media.
Yes.
But now in my life, I've kind of rejected all technology. Yes, I'm still on social media, but I'm more of a content creator. I really don't. I look at Facebook and social media for what's the weather going to do and what's all the other operations doing, but I really don't consume social media. And I've tried to get off of just technology in general. It's almost like I wanted to go back to being a 1940s shopkeeper.
Love it.
And, this presented the opportunity to work with my hands, take all my former skill sets, and then I wanted to create something new that no one had ever done before and, see how far I could take it and how much the community would like it and embrace it and just see where it would go.
You're doing really great at that.
Well, thank you.
You're
Thank
doing
you.
a really good job
Yeah.
at doing exactly what you're set out to do. I mean, if we would have asked you 10 years ago that you would be doing this, would you have ever said this?
No, because I was still trying to figure out how to become an independent business owner. I had been involved in my parents' family business and then cousins' family businesses, and this my other company's in Roxboro, and this one was my start out all my own. And so it's just been a fun learning experience. And also what's really cool is the model of what we do has been created by both my wife and I, and now we're getting to take this model of how we operate just in society and in the communities in general, and we're teaching these robotics kids about it. She's the new coach of the robotics team.
Yes.
So it's interesting seeing. I'm not really involved that much. I'm a parent of a kid on the robotics team. She and my son, it's all consuming for them. And so I get to watch, and it's cool to see all this stuff getting picked up by these kids and then just getting to learn everything. Like one of the robotics kids had an interview with MIT the other day.
Wow.
I mean, MIT from Halifax. Like,
Wow.
That, like, I was like,
That's phenomenal.
I don't even know anyone who's been interviewed by
Right.
MIT, and someone here, I was like, oh my goodness.
That's
So
really
that's
awesome.
that's the type of stuff.
And, what are your hours? How can people find you?
Okay, so our hours are about to change in that we're coming up to the time change in spring.
Yes.
And so I think it's March 6th, and we're either going to go to, we open at 10:30, and now in the wintertime when the time changes, we close at 5:30, but as soon as the time changes back, we're going to go to 7:30 or 8:30.
Wow, nice.
And so that last year we were 7:30 for all of last, during the time change last year. And so this year I'm hoping to get to 8:30, but that kind of, it involves the community. It's not my choice. And so I'm just the narrator of, like, well, are we going to stay open till 8:30 or not?
You truly are like customer first. Your customers have a voice
Yeah,
in what
yeah.
you have in the case, in your hours, and everything you do here. And I think that that's phenomenal. And you're building a really great business. And
Thank
you have talked a lot about the robotics team and your children and working with your hands and kind of your story. So if there's someone listening right now that's
Yeah.
like, I want to start something, but I'm scared to do it, or I don't know how to do it, what advice would you give anyone wanting to start something
You
new?
just have to start. Just start it and start small. Don't go overboard. Just start little by little and see what people like. It's very much you have to see what works and stick with what works. And don't. When you run a business, it's not about you. It's about your customers. So like I say, like a lot of people are like, you don't have no boss. You get to determine your life. And I'm like, I have 10,000, 20,000 customers
Yes.
who will, like, if I don't perform,
Yes.
they will, like the lady with the malt milkshakes, she will let me know if something is wrong. Like, and so
You are
I
so right.
I get let known if I'm wrong.
Yes,
so-
you are so right. The customers are your boss,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I
yeah.
completely feel that deeply. And I appreciate you letting us in here today. And what do you think? Everyone watching right now, do you want a behind the scenes look? Can you give us a behind the scenes look of everything? And I also, if you're okay with it, want to talk to Pumpkin.
Okay.
Yeah, we
she's
can talk to
anxious.
Pumpkin today?
Yeah.
All right. What do you think? Let's come along. Let's go behind the scenes and talk to Pumpkin. All right, take us through what is in the case.
Okay, so this is like a typical day at Pumpkin and Bugs Bake Shop. We do change it up with the different seasons and everything, but this is what it's like in January. And so we just made, these are strawberry danishes, and then I have my pepperoni and cheese croissants, and then these are strawberry croissant muffins. And then I did some Valentine's Day cookies with cream cheese frosting. Some are frosted, some are not. I do a variety with the sprinkles. We focus more on quality and not quantity here. And so then this is my spinacopia or spinach pie. So I grew up most of my life in Tampa, Florida, which has the largest Greek population outside of Greece.
Oh, wow.
And so this is the gyros and spinacopia. It's like part of my growing up. And so
Yeah.
I wanted that, and so I brought it here. The same I did with bagels. I spent some time in South Florida, and I learned about bagels and cream cheese. And when I was in Roxboro, I was like, I want a bagel, but there's no place to get a bagel. And I'm like, wait a second, I'm the baker in a bakery. And so I spent about 2 years figuring out how to make the best bagels. Well, my northerners say I have the best bagels in Virginia.
Okay.
And so
Okay.
that's
That's a badge of honor.
That's a big compliment coming from them. And then I got my mini cheesecake. Sometimes I do chocolate as well, but with the snow, I kind of took it easy. These are my most popular items. So these are my cheesecake brownies. I only have 2 left for today, but that's pretty typical at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And then my walnut brownies, and then I have my cinnamon rolls. I do frosted cinnamon rolls and unfrosted cinnamon rolls. I almost did my walnut sticky buns today, but with the snow, I threw in the towel. And then I got my chocolate chip muffins, my oatmeal raisin cookies, and then up top I have our traditional chocolate chip cookies, chocolate chip and M&M cookies, chocolate chip and walnut cookies, chocolate chip and pecan cookies. These are our oatmeal raisin with M&Ms, and then our snickerdoodle cookie, our sprinkle cookie, our sugar cookie. I meant to frost another sugar cookie and then put our Valentine's Day sprinkle. That's kind of our seasonal sprinkle. And then my sugar with M&M. Also our focaccia bread. Sometimes I take the focaccia bread and then make a take and bake pizza with it. And then also, I forgot over here, I have my take and bake croissants. And I also do take and bake cinnamon rolls, but with the snow, I ended up cooking them. So a lot of times you'll see I'll have cinnamon rolls, I may have take and bake, or I may have just cooked my take and bake, and now I just have cinnamon rolls. So it's kind of, there's a whole pipeline involved in everything. So basically, if something sells, then there's more quantity in the back where I then cook it immediately. Like when y'all walked in, these cookies were missing, but I had cookies in the oven. So as soon as someone, like say someone comes and buys all these cookies, I got more cookies, and I just slice them and then cook them.
Wow.
And so.
Phenomenal. Oh, I want one of each, please. And now, the best ice cream ever. Take us through the case.
So this is our homemade ice cream. All we make it with is milk, cream, sugar, salt, and then we flavor it. Like so, our vanilla we flavor it with Dominican Republic vanilla, which adds a little bit of tropical. It's not too tropical. I've never had anyone say, I don't know about this, but it has little hints of nutmeg and cinnamon. It just makes it very interesting without over. So basically the secret is I just take a drop and that's it.
Wow.
And so, but then we also have our lemon crunch. The lemon crunch is one of the top favorites of everybody's. And then what I did here is, this may get me in trouble with some of my traditional chocolate people, but I decided to add our double fudge chocolate brownies to our chocolate. And then, well, I was bored of the banana because I have a banana milkshake just about every day. It's my favorite thing in the whole shop is a banana milkshake. I was almost about to make one before y'all came in.
Wow.
Just to give me a little sugar. You know, I have a half of a banana milkshake daily. So I feel like I'm being good. But what I did, I changed it up. So I put some sugar cookies in the banana. So it's not like a banana pudding, which we do make. It's more like banana and sugar cookies, it's very interesting.
Wow.
And then this is our brown sugar. Today, normally it's brown sugar walnut brownie, but I decided to change it up a little bit. I did brown sugar chocolate chip cookie. So
Yum.
And we also do brown sugar vanilla, which is kind of like well, it's like an old-fashioned. Basically, it's the base of butter pecan. So if you like butter pecan and that real like molassesy type taste, then our brown sugar vanilla is good. And we also roast the pecans for our butter pecan here, which is down there. And then also one of the top favorites is cookies and cream. It's a basic, but people who get cookies and cream, they're kind of like butter pecan people. They get it over and over and over and over again. And then a new flavor in the back, this is kind of our seasonal section, is I did oatmeal raisin cookies in vanilla ice cream. And I don't even like oatmeal raisin cookies, but for some reason, that combination, it knocks your sock off, basically.
Sounds delicious.
And then also, so our ice cream, then it can be, so we do ice cream by the scoop. 1 scoop, 2 scoops, 3 scoops. We have all the cones. We have old-fashioned cake cones, sugar cones, and waffle cones. And we don't charge an upcharge for waffle cones, so the kids always get excited that they can get a waffle cone. And then we also do ice cream to go. So we do pints and quarts to go. And also we do brownie sundaes, cookie sundaes, chipwich sandwiches, which a lot of people here don't know what it is, but King's Dominion's just right up the road, and they're kind of famous for chipwich sandwiches, which is 2 house-made cookies and a scoop of ice cream. You put it together. And,
I'll take that too.
Some people get it. It's I think once it hits, then you might see the whole town with big old cookie sandwiches.
Yes, come get one. Maybe I need to start the trend. Follow me.
And then also we just added 17 different milkshakes. So when we first opened, I did not do milkshakes, but I added a milkshake maker maybe about a year ago or so, maybe a little less, and so that's really taken off. And so the milkshakes is. That's my favorite form of eating ice cream is a milkshake. And so we combine the different flavors and then we combine them with baked goods. It's not like Crazy Mason, but it gets close, but the price is only $7 a milkshake.
Wow.
Not 20.
Yeah. That's really good.
And then also too, this is kind of a customer creation. We created what we call, we haven't found a name for it, but it's either Frappuccinos, ice creamed coffee, or our cold coffee. So basically, our coffee here is either hot, and our most popular flavor of hot coffee is black coffee. And so all the people who like black coffee they literally come in and like, oh my goodness, I haven't had a cup this good since the 80s or 90s. And so but we also make all our specialty coffee syrups. So then we can take that coffee and jazz it up to, like a peppermint mocha, and then have all just like a coffee shop.
Yeah.
And then so our cold coffee, we used to do iced coffee, but one day I made the executive decision. I got rid of the ice because I wanted a new flavor of ice cream. And so I figured that, and so I made mint chocolate chip to start, and that's still begging to become back on the menu, but I've been highly distracted by so many different flavors. But our iced coffee is now ice cream coffee. So what we do is we take 8 ounces of our coffee and mix it with 2 scoops of ice cream.
Yum.
And so it's also, I would consider it a light milkshake because you're not using milk. You save about 150 calories on the milk because we don't sweeten our coffee. It's black coffee, and you add it with the ice cream. It sweetens up just perfectly. And we have 13 of those different frappuccinos.
Oh my gosh!
And so I think that's our coffee and ice cream and milkshakes and sundaes and to-go ice cream and scoops and.
Oh, I'll be here every morning. If you want to find me, I'll be here every morning getting all of the things. And now, take us behind the scenes. Let's talk to Pumpkin.
Okay.
When we walked in today, we were greeted by this very friendly face. Can you introduce yourself to everyone?
Hello,
And what's your name?
Charlie.
Charlie. And also you go by Pumpkin, which is in the name of the business, correct?
Yes.
What did you think when your parents named the business after you and your brother?
I was confused. Why was it named Pumpkin and Bugs? Until my parents said it was your nicknames
Yeah.
that we named you guys after.
That is so special. And do you come here often and help out?
Sometimes when school is closed.
Yep, and so today is a day that school is closed, so
Yes.
you're here helping. And I mean, I got to witness you. You are doing the register, and so you are helping customers, and I think you keep your dad straight too, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah? You do that?
Yes.
Do you ever have any inspiration behind any of the flavors or have any ideas on what they put in here?
Sometimes we decide some flavors, like the mint chocolate chip came from me, and then my mom is really wanting an ice cream that we're waiting to have because
Oh.
me and her both like that ice cream.
Which one is it? Can you tell us? Or is it a secret?
It's kind of hard to remember.
It's hard to remember.
Yeah.
So what is your favorite thing in the case always? First, the baked good, then we'll go on to the ice cream.
Okay. My favorite thing in the case is the cheesecake brownies.
It looks delicious. Do you eat one of those like all by yourself?
I split them in half.
You split them in half?
Yeah.
Yeah? And what is your favorite ice cream?
The chocolate.
Chocolate, and right now the brownies are in the chocolate, makes it even better.
Yes.
And do you prefer a cone or a cup or a milkshake?
All of them.
Me too, girl.
But
Me
if
too.
someday if I want the cone and the cup at the same time, I usually make something that is called a clown. I'm begging my dad to make it.
Okay, what
for
is that?
customers. Okay, so you do 2 scoops and in a cup,
Uh-huh.
and then you add a cone as the hat
Okay.
for the clown, and then you add 2 M&M eyes.
That is a fantastic
And then you
idea.
add whipped cream for the beard.
This is such a good idea. I love this. You comment below if you think that's a great idea and that it should come here. You think that a lot of people would probably want that, wouldn't they?
Yeah, first it started with my mom.
Yeah.
She'd been making it, but then I asked, could she make it for me? And that I learned how to make it, and that I made it always for myself.
That is so cool. And so do you enjoy baking and helping out?
Yes.
Yeah, you do? I can tell. like you're a natural, you know. And so, I mean, what do you like to do for fun?
I like to usually when I'm on busy days, I usually like to do gymnastics.
Gymnastics? Okay, what's your favorite thing to do in gymnastics?
Probably floor.
You are so good at it. You know, I've seen you when you perform. Charlie performs in competitions, yes. And Riley likes to watch and to get to know everything that you're doing. She saw you perform not long ago, and she was watching videos and saw you at one of the events that you were performing at. She's like, that's my friend Charlie.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I've been to 2 different gyms. I just retransferred back to my gym that I started in.
That is so cool. Well, you're really good at it, so
Yeah.
keep going and keep helping out here because you're also a natural here at helping customers and making sure that they feel great when they walk in. I just loved seeing your smiling face when I walked in today, so keep doing that, okay?
Okay.
What do you think? So amazing. I just am so excited to have been here today. I appreciate you guys for having us. I'm about to buy everything pretty much today, so definitely come in because it's all fresh. It's all amazing. Their doors are open. It's a snow day, and they're here, and they're serving customers, and the customers are the ones that make the rules here. So you come on and tell them what you want, and I'm sure you'll see it in the case if there's anything that you've really wanted, and really come support Pumpkin and Bugs because it's really amazing, and it's right here in Halifax County. And continue rating, reviewing, subscribing, doing all the things you always do. Let me know who you'd like to see next, and I promise that I will reach out and try to get them on, and we will talk to you next week. Bye. Say bye.
Bye.